Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Prativa. So today I would be solving the exercise 2.1 of chapter 2 polynomials of class 10 mathematics. Also would solve some examples on relationship between 0 and coefficient of a polynomial. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon to get notification of my upcoming videos. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So in the last chapter, we have looked on what is polynomial, how to identify a polynomial, how to find a zero of a polynomial, and how to find the value of the polynomial. And also we have studied upon some basic graph. So today we would take up the exercise 2.1 of polynomial, and we need to find out whether the graph y is equals to px for a given polynomial px. We need to find the number of zeros in this case. So the criteria is the graph should meet the x-axis, or it should cut the x-axis at one point to be the zero of the polynomial. So here you see in this case, if we need to find out from question number 1, what is the number of zeros of this polynomial. So number of zeros, what can be the number of zeros? Does the line intersect anywhere in the x-axis? No, it's above x-axis, right? So as there is no intersection, so the number of zeros is going to be 0. Okay, it doesn't cut the x-axis at any point. So let us try to understand by question number 2. So here you can see this x dash y dash. This is the x-axis, the horizontal line is the x-axis, and the vertical line is the y-axis, and O is the center here. So let's see at how many points the graph intersects. Okay, so at x-axis the graph intersects at this point. This is the y-axis where the graph touches. We are not concerned about this, and nowhere on the x-axis the graph intersects other than one point, which is this. So the number of zeros has to be 1. Okay, let's try to solve question number 3 of graph. So what can be the number of zeros here? So the number of zeros is how many times the graph intersects at the x-axis. So this is the x-axis here. So this is the first point, this is the second point, and this is the third point. Okay, so at 3 points the graph intersects at the x-axis. So first, second, and third. Therefore the number of zeros is 3. Okay, now let's see question number 4 of exercise 2.1. So question number 4, how the graph intersects at the x-axis, the negative of x-axis. This is the positive of x-axis, this is the negative. Upwards is the positive and downwards is the negative. Okay, so upward, if anything, any symbol goes upward in the graph, it's positive. It goes downwards, it's negative. It goes to the right hand side, it's again positive. Okay, to tell you with the symbols, and to the left hand side it is negative. Okay, this is how it was named, graph. Okay, next, to see here, the graph cuts the negative of x-axis at 2 points, which is 1 here and 1 2. So the number of zeros is it's 2. Okay, let's try to solve question number 5 now. You can see the graph intersects as 1 point this, 2 point this, 3 point this, and 4 point it, right? 1 2 3 and 4. Therefore the number of zeros is 4. Now let's move to question number 6. Let's see how many where the graph intersects. 1 point, 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So number of zeros is equals to number of points, the number of points where the graph intersects or touches the x-axis. So here it is 3. I think now it is very clear to find out the number of zeros over a graph. Okay. So in the previous lesson we have seen that the relationship between 0 and coefficient of a polynomial for a linear polynomial, okay, that is the polynomial with degree 1 is represented as ax plus b is minus of b by a, okay. So also we have seen that sum of its 0 is minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, okay, and product of its 0 is constant term by coefficient of x square. So we'll try to example this whole thing by a example. Okay, so let's take the example. Let's consider the polynomial here as 2x square minus 8x plus 6. So let's try to factorize this. So I'm going to factorize this as 2x square. It can be broken into minus of 6x minus of 2x plus 6. Okay, yeah. So let's take common as 2x. So we get x minus 3 minus 2 common and again x minus 3. So it is x minus 3 and 2x minus 2. So further we can write it down as x minus 3 and let's take 2 common from both side and we keep it at the front. So it is left with x minus 1. Okay, why? Because if we take 2 common from this inequality we get x minus 1, so it is actually 2x minus 2. So we have taken the 2 outside and we can write it as x minus, so it is x minus 1. So now we can say that the value of px is 0 when x minus 1 is 0 or x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so what does this means? X minus 1 0 means x is equals to 1 actually if we bring 1 to the right hand side, and when we bring 3 to the right hand side then the value of x is 3. That means that when the value of x is 1 or when the value of x is 3, then if we put the value of 1 or 3 in the polynomial, so we get the value to be 0. That means it is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so we got that. So the 0 of polynomial px is equals to 2x square minus 8x plus 6 is nothing but is 1 and 3. Okay, so let us find now the sum of its 0 and product of its 0. So how do we do with that? So first of all we will find the sum of its 0. Sum of its 0, the formula is written as minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Okay, so how do we find the coefficient of x and a coefficient of x square? So let us consider the polynomial here. Okay, so if we consider the polynomial here, okay, let's consider the polynomial here. So what is coefficient of x? Let's take the minus symbol as it is. So the coefficient of x is minus 8 because it's with x, so it is minus of 8. And what is coefficient of x square is 2, so we take 2. So minus minus is plus, so it has to be plus of 8 by 2, so which is 4. Okay, so sum of its 0 is actually the number 4. Okay, so similarly let us find what is the product of its 0. So the formula written above is product of its 0 is constant term by coefficient of x square, constant term by coefficient of x square. So if I write the formula again, constant term by coefficient of x square. So what is the constant term here? Constant term is plus 6, which doesn't have any other variable assigned to it, so which is 6, and coefficient of x square is 2 here, so there is no negative symbol over here for its product. Okay, so it has to be 2 3 ja. So 3 is the product of its 0. So this is how we find out what are the zeros of a polynomial and how to find out the sum of its 0 and product of its 0. So let's try to derive the same. So we are going to take the quadratic polynomial and we are going to take it 0 as alpha and beta. So let alpha and beta be the zeros of quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers and the value of a should not be equal to 0. Okay, if this is so, then we can tell that x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of polynomial, suppose px. So this be px. Okay, polynomial px. Next, let us write down the polynomial as ax square plus b of x plus c is equal to k x minus alpha x minus beta, where let k be some constant. Okay, let k be some constant. That means the value of k can be 1 to 9, anything. Okay, so we are trying to derive this, so we can take the value of k as anything, and these are the roots. Let us consider. Okay, next let's try to solve this. So x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. Okay, so this is nothing but sum of 0, and this is, you see, this is a into, so this is plus is a sum and into is a product, so this is the product of 0. Okay, this is sum of 0 and this is product of 0. So next, when we try to expand this k inside the constant term, which becomes k x square minus k times alpha plus beta into x plus k times alpha into beta. Okay, so now what we do, now we try to compare it. Okay, so now comparing the coefficient, which coefficient, x square, x and constant term, as we do for a equation on both the sides. Okay, what do we get? We get, so when we compare this equation, okay, to this equation here, which is considered, so what do we get? So when we compare this one to this polynomial, so what are we getting? So we are getting the value of a is k, b is k times alpha plus beta, and c is k times alpha beta, right? see the value of a, x square. So before x square, this is a, right? So before x, whatever is there, so before x this is there, so we have written this, okay? And before c, the whole term is there, so we have written the whole term, okay? So by comparing we are getting these inequalities. So what can we say? So this gives us alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a, okay? So if we give alpha by beta, so it is going to give us minus b by a, which is actually the sum, okay? Sum of 0. So how do we do that? For example, if we want to take a by b, suppose first. So k, we have written the value of a as k and b here as minus of k, alpha plus beta. So k gets cancelled. If we want to do it as beta by alpha, so the minus is the minus goes up and alpha plus beta. So b by a is nothing but, so we put the minus to the left hand side of inequality, and we can write alpha beta, alpha a by b, minus of a by b is alpha plus beta, which is sum of 0, okay? Similarly, we can derive that product is c by a, okay? So this is product of it's 0. So that's all for today's video. In the next video, we'll cover some more examples related to polynomials, and also would look forward to exercise 2.3 2.2, sorry. So in today's lesson we have learned about the basic derivation of sum of the polynomial and finding 0 of the polynomial and product of the polynomial. So if you like my video, please press the like button, and also comment below if you have any question. Thanks for watching my video. Till then, stay safe, healthy learning. Bye bye.